It's the luminous painting on top that catches my attention. And as I move closer, I see it's some kind of symbol. A circular serpent swallowing its own tail. Now, I've seen this image before. A cycle of transformation, life at life, the shedding of skin. The snake that eats its own tail to sustain its life. This, I do believe, is the Ouroboros. Right here in the flea market in Dublin. Who'd have thought? Someone put a lot of work into that. And a lot of paint. And it is possibly one of the most hideous things that I have ever seen. And believe me, I have seen some hideous things. How much for the table? 25. I look down at the Ouroboros, his lips locked firmly around his tail, and I decide maybe not to give my opinion. Crouching down, I take a closer look. Well made, looks solid. Beechwood, that is, she said. Good, strong table. Yeah, looks good, all right. Lovely and colourful. Be perfect for a child's room. I smile and tell her I don't have any children. Well, maybe you don't have now, but you could hold on to it for when you do have a child. Wouldn't that be the thing to do? A shrug, half smile, and inside my head, the calming voice, just leave it now, don't be starting, just leave it now. Then I hear something. Actually, you know, I don't think it'd be worth holding on to, really. That ship has sailed, if you get my drift. Now that there is her cue to drop it. But does she? Hell no. Not at all. Sure, look at you. I'd say you'd still have a bit of time left. Hiss gets louder. Teeth plunge deep and a few drops of blood drip down the tail of the Ouroboros. It's a great thing for a woman to have a child. Often the making of her, I can tell you. Great for the whole family to have young ones around. Hiss! Oh, now the Ouroboros. He bites down hard through skin and flesh and sinew. My stomach contracts. It's not that I'd be telling another woman what to do. It's more a bit of advice while that clock is still ticking before it's too late. She wouldn't want that. I hope you don't mind me saying. I open my mouth to roar, but instead I say, I know you're grand. The snake is right. I want to point at the table and articulate loudly words like hideous and pile of crap. Actually, you know what? You're not grand. There's nothing grand about this at all. When I say that ship has sailed, I mean that it has gone, left the harbour, where I waved it off to find other ports. No need to be getting all narky and upset. Sure, only talking here. Just chewing the fat. Deep, hiss, squeeze, tighter. Okay, so you want to chew the fat, do you? Well then, let's chew right down into it. Let's do the bits that get caught between your teeth, the ones that niggle away at you. The Ouroboros is thrilled with me now. He's leaping all over the place, launches into a feeding frenzy, flesh flying, blood gushing. Why don't we talk more about the joy of children? And I'll tell you about the two I didn't have. The one the body decided to let go of, and the other, the one that wasn't viable. The one where I had to leave this country for help because for so long we lived in a place that didn't care. Would that be too much? We could talk about how maybe motherhood is not actually for everyone, and how I'd rather not have to explain myself to strangers in the middle of a flea market, but then here we are, in the sun, chewing the fat, just like you said you wanted. And if we are really going to chew, bite right down into it, then we have got to be ready for the gristle. It appears that the stall has now emptied. She looks small, deflated, and I feel great for about 5 seconds. I really showed her, didn't I? I looked down to the Ouroboros for a sign, something that he's completely still. She pulls over a stool, gestures to it. I sit. I can hear her breathing, heavy, laboured. She clears her throat. Do you want a chalk ice? There's a fella over there sells them out of a box. We eat our chalk ices in silence. Look at, about what I was saying earlier, I have an awful big mouth on me sometimes. Yeah. Me and all. And then she looks right at me, like she's looking inside me. But you know something? You're saying things there we all need to be talking about. As I put the table in the back of the car, some of the paint flakes off. Not sealed, it seems. In the garden, the wind, sun, and light summer rain does the rest. The Ouroboros has swallowed every last inch of himself. Like he was never there. And the table? That lasted well. Good solid table, that. Beechwood. In the end, cost me a tenner.